Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are here for the first presentation, welcome back. And if you're just joining us for today, welcome to day 3 of the Muslimah Wordsmith Writercon. Now, this is our second talk for the day, and it's going to be facilitated by Sister Motolani Oyafemi. I'm going to read out her bio now, and she'll get right into the topic for today. Now, Motola Oyafemi is a business strategist, a copywriter, and technical writer. She is driven by the desire to build brands and create exceptional customer relationship. She helps businesses map out winning email marketing strategies, create effective ad copies, and break down their technical drafts into easy to understand pieces of information. Motolani teaches business writing at the Edubridge Academy. She is also a Google certified digital marketer. MashaAllah. Now, Motolani is going to be talking to us about the best practices for business writing. Now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Motolani Muhibba or Yafemi, and I'll be taking you through business writing best practices. So thank you very much for having me, Sister Hafso, and thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. This is going to be as brief as possible, and then I hope that inshallah to be beneficial for all parties. This will be worth your time and worth the effort for me too. Now, so I like classes being as interactive as possible. So I don't know if 2 to 3 people could tell me what comes to their mind each time they hear business writing. Can anyone tell me what they hear when they hear what they think? What comes to mind when you hear business writing? Okay. Now, so I guess I'll just get right to the work straight up. So business writing, I'll talk about business writing best practices. But before I start, I would just explain what business writing is. Business writing is why it's different from general writing. Business writing is a purposeful form of writing that elicits business responses. So the essence of every business letter is just to elicit response. Unlike other writing, creative writing can be to fascinate, to interest you, to entertain. But business writing is to elicit, it is purposeful. It is not fancy, not playful. The essence is to elicit business response, not maybe a sales response or anything else. So, and the business letter's goal is to provide the recipients with valuable information or issue a directive. So that's why you have reports, proposals, cover letters, emails, memos. So memos is for issuing a directive or to provide information. To sometimes emails for goes both ways. Report in most cases it is to provide information. Proposals it goes both ways. Cover letters go both. Cover letters is to pitch or to provide information that you feel it's going to be valuable to your recipient or to your reader. So that's just the essence of a business letter. There are 5 C's of every business letter. Every time you write a business letter, always keep that in mind when you want to write a business letter. You must adhere by these C's when you want to write. So the first C is clarity. You need to make your reader understand the purpose of your letter from the onset. So this goes in the process of using headlines. So it means your headline has to be straight to the point. It is not that is why it's different from copywriting or content writing. We know how magazines can be wherein they're saying a different thing in the headline and then you click and then it's something else inside. You don't do that in business letters. You go straight to the point. Let your reader know okay, do I have the time to read this? Is it worth my information or worth my attention? So you go straight to the point and you say, so on the headline, a letter to so, application for this, information about this, reports about this. So you go straight to the point from the headline. Let your reader know that, okay, from the headline, this is what this person. Conciseness. State your idea in a precise manner. Only include information necessary and relevant to the reader. Yes, you have to be as concise as possible. That is because it is a business letter. Your reader is expected not to have all the time in the world to be reading what you are, to read all that you have to say. So you need to be as concise as possible. However, you mustn't say because you want to be concise, you leave off information that is valuable to your reader, that's valuable to take action. So make sure that everything in your email um has all the information that is needed for you. Don't let your reader have to be sending another email saying, or another letter saying, oh, okay, well, you told me to do this. After that, what should I now do? Ensure that every information that is needed to achieve the desired response from your reader is included in the letter you send, right? So cautiousness. You need to demonstrate respect for your reader. You need to be cautious. Courtesy is essential in every business environment, in manners, in speaking, in approach, in delivery, in behavior, and just in writing. So you need to demonstrate your respect for your reader, even if you have a higher rank than the person, or the person is your mate. You need to demonstrate respect. Courtesy elevates you. Courtesy raises your rank. And if you write a business letter and probably an email, and your recipient replies you in a harsh tone, if you reply back in a cautious tone, you retain the power of that conversation. You take away the power from that person. That's why you see situations where two people are having an argument or they're having a fight, and then one person says, "I'm sorry," or "please," or something. And as the person begins to film, people around you say, shebi, this person has begged, Joshua there. Person has said sorry. What more do you want? Do you get? So that power now remains with you because you have applied courtesy rather than replying back in a harsh manner or being tough back. So in every business letter, always make sure that you try as much as possible to apply courtesy. Correctness. Don't go about sending a business letter that doesn't have every information complete. Every file must be checked. Everything you need must be correct, must be accurate. Don't use ESAs in your business letter. Everything has to be detailed and factually checked. Every claim, you verify every claim, state your source, state where you got it from, state the importance and the relevance, and proofread for grammar errors. Damn. We know how it's like when you send letters and then, or you read stuff on Instagram, or you read some everywhere, and you're like, God, this is educating me. This person is just writing blunder laden stuff. Your head is turning. So please spare your reader all of that stress. Some errors are forgivable, some errors are not. And you can please use Grammarly when you want to write your business. The Grammarly is a free tool. There's the premium and there's but the free tool can always help you with the basic things. So please don't go about writing a proposal or a report that is blunder laden. It is free. You can always use Grammarly. It's an app on Android and it's a Chrome extension on your system, on your PC. So there are some skills needed to write a business letter, an effective business letter. You need other organizational skills. Organizational skills because you need to write in a coherent manner. Your write-up has to follow an order. Research skills because you need to demonstrate, you need to verify every claim. You need to make sure that every information that your reader needs is in the letter you're writing. So that is what research skills is for. Analytical skills because if you are giving a report or you're writing a proposal or something, you need to be able to analyze the report and flesh it out for your reader. You need to be able to give everything that your reader needs after you have analyzed the information. So editing skills because of errors and grammar checks. Communication skills because you need to be able to communicate. Because some people can, that's why you see some people who know how to speak, but they cannot write. Some people can write well, but they don't know how to speak. So you need to have a blend of the both. You need to be able to communicate because that's why some people say write like you talk. And also, if you know how to communicate, you know how to put it together in a manner that is going to be appealing to your reader. So the best practices, you've got to know your reader. Knowing your reader is the first thing because that is what guides what you want to write. That's what guides what you want to do and how you want to do it. So the first thing is you need to have as much information as possible about your reader. because that is how you know what information to give out. Then you think, you write, you edit. You don't. That is the order of writing a business letter. You need to think your letter through before writing. I can say possibly this process even works for every form of writing, but because business letter is purposeful. Remember, I said it is purposeful. It is not like a regular letter, a regular content or something. So it is purposeful, and the essence is to elicit a business response. So you think, you write, you edit. You don't write before you start thinking, and you don't edit in the process of writing. Pour out everything you want to say at once. Then you begin to edit after you have done that. Avoid using long sentences and long paragraphs. Long sentences and run-on sentences, sometimes some people call it. It bores your reader, and it makes the whole thing so bulky and boring. So and the same thing goes for long paragraphs, lengthy paragraphs. So that's why these days people tend to use 2, 3, and in most cases I teach people that let one paragraph convey one information. Just one information is sufficient per paragraph. Don't go about putting 2 to 3 information in one paragraph. No, it's going to be bulky, it's going to be boring. So please, one information per paragraph. Let one paragraph carry one information, and that's why you can stick to having that and also let your paragraph be 1 to 3 4 1 to 4 lines. If the information you are conveying is in just one line of a paragraph, leave it alone. So leave it 1 to 4 lines. Don't let your paragraph exceed 4 lines. Be polite but assertive. Being too polite can make it seem like your reader is doing you a favor. That's why in emails people tend to say kindly as against please, because please can be like, oh, this person is doing you a favor. Kindly is polite, but kindly is also issuing you a directive. Kindly is also assertive. So kindly is saying, yes, please do this thing, like now, do this thing. I want you to do this. I want you to do this thing, but I want you to do it, right? So you need to do this and I want you to do it. That's basically how kindly goes. So you need to be polite, but retain your confidence as the writer. Then you make your message easy to scan by using subheadings, indents, white spaces, bullets, bolding and highlight your text where necessary. All these things makes your text very easy to read. It makes it very easy to read. It makes it easy for your reader to comprehend and quickly pick the information that is necessary. Be precise. It's a business letter. There's no time. So you need to be precise. Cut to the chase as fast as you can. Let your reader know, okay, this is the information you're giving me. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. And this is when I need to get it done. So if you don't need don't put unnecessary fluff. If you can, don't lengthen it. If you can shorten it, there's no need for excess information. Don't put it. Begin by writing the part or section that you find easy or interesting. This thing happens when you're writing a business letter. Let's take a cover letter or an application letter, for instance. You are about to write this letter and you are panting, probably to the CEO of one organization or to the HR of one of your dream company, and you're like, hey, God, how do I start? And then you're breathing. Just start putting something together. Start with the part that interests you. If it is your skills that's the part that you want to talk about, that is the part that interests you, fine, you begin there. If it is what makes the company spectacular that interests you the most, start with that. Then along the line, the others will flow. Just start by writing the part that interests you. It makes it easy. It makes it fun to write. Convey one message. Don't jumble too many messages in one email or in one business letter. That's why some people do series. That's why you see some people do email series. That's why you see some people do follow-up letters. Follow-up letters wherein they have extra information. They had another information in the next letter, so that you don't jumble up too many things in one letter. So please endeavor to convey one messages, 2 messages. If you can keep to just one message in your business letter, please keep to one. Let it have one goal. Let it have a purpose. Expectedly, before you begin every business letter, you should have a goal in mind. You should have a purpose in mind. So stick to that goal or that purpose of your letter. Then use a subject line that depicts the content of your email. Like I said, it is not a magazine or a copyright or a content or something. Let it correlate with the subject line. Don't go writing something different from the subject line. Let it convey just one message. Avoid using cliches, abbreviations, or colloquialisms, jargons, and all that. This also involves cliches, fancy words, abbreviations, Abbreviation does not save you space. It does not save you time. So say everything that your reader needs to in a clear manner. And also be careful of using catchphrases that you are used to. The catchphrase might be right, but you are not your reader. Always have it in mind that you're not your reader. Your reader is not you. So don't think that because you know this thing, it means your reader has to know it. So it might be a catchphrase in your organization or something you are used to using. Use it only for the audience that you know will understand. If it's something that you know your reader might not, don't even assume your reader understands it. Write in a simple manner that your reader can understand. Avoid being vague and unclear. You want somebody to take action on your letter. You know it is a business letter and you need to respond. Don't be unclear about it. Say what you want in a manner that you want it. Avoid being vague. Come straight to what you want to say. Keep it clear, concise, cordial, and actionable. Clear, concise, cordial. Be as cordial as possible. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody wants to feel appreciated. Everybody wants to feel loved. Everyone wants to feel trusted. Right? Everybody wants to feel wanted. So keep it as cordial as possible and make it actionable. Actionable in the sense that you want your reader to take action, and set a timeline. If you know it's urgent, it's something very urgent, set a timeline to when you want. Because if you don't tell your reader, oh, this is when I want this thing to happen, or this is when I want you, this is when we need you to come and be a part of this, then it means it's probably not urgent. So set a timeline so your reader knows what it is you need them to do. Maintain coherence and write in a hierarchical style. So coherence is important. So it's not like so you don't put Z before A, K before B, like that. So you need to follow an order. You need to write in hierarchy so that everything just flows easily for your reader. Your reader just takes it from A, B, C, D to Z. Then avoid using jargons, irregular words, and abbreviations. Replace grand words with simple ones. If you can use simple words, don't use grand words. You are not flaunting your vocabulary. You are offering information or issuing a directive. Winston Churchill says, small men use big words, big men use small words. So don't be unnecessarily puffed about what you want to do. Just communicate in as simple terms as you can. In short, some of the best authors in the world who write and best-selling authors, they tend to use simple words. You know that it's not as if these people cannot use grand words if they want to, but they use simple words because they understand that they are not the ones. The book they're writing is not for them, it's for people. So they need to communicate. They need to come down to the level of people they're writing for. Avoid using big sentence beginners. Yes, I know back in secondary school, primary school days, you want to write an essay or you want to write a report, and then you're beginning by saying many people in the northern side of Nigeria are these. Very few. No, they're not very sharp ways to begin a sentence. So please avoid using them as much as possible. They are weak, a lot, many, very. Don't plagiarize. Do not ever be found or caught plagiarizing someone else's work. So do not plagiarize, please, for any reason. Give credit where it is due. Imagine you did a lot of work on something and then somebody has picked your work. You feel bad about it. So don't do what you wouldn't want somebody to do to you. And besides, some juries are very tough on people when they have to deal with plagiarism issues. So please don't get caught on that side. Even if you paraphrase, even if you rephrase the work, give credit where it is due. Reduce usage of modifiers. Modifiers enhance your verbs or adjectives. So sometimes it is good, it enhances it and gives more action to it, and sometimes it is unnecessary. Like shouted loudly. We all know shouting is loud. You cannot shout harshly. You cannot shout quietly. Shouting is loud. So shouted loudly again, you're saying it's tautology. You're repeating the same thing already. So shouted is shouted, or use a sharper word like screeched or yell if you know that you need to add a modifier. There's no need for it. Muttered inaudibly. Mutter is speaking in hushed tones, inaudibly. So saying muttered inaudibly, you're putting two things together. So please avoid using modifiers. You can always look up words on dictionary if you get caught not knowing what to do. Then write in the active voice and not passive voice. I think this thing, a whole lot of us get caught up in it, but try as much as possible because active voice, writing an active voice is sharp. Writing an active voice is direct and it is less boring. So she can, as much as possible, endeavor to write in an active voice and not a passive voice. Like an example is he kicked the bucket. That's a passive, an active voice. The subject is the one carrying out the action. The subject is the one doing something. Or like the bucket was kicked by him. The bucket was kicked by him is boring. You are allowing the object carry out the action on the subject. So that's why they say SVO, not OVS. Be firm, be firm. That's why we talked about being polite and assertive. Be as firm as possible when you're writing your business letter. Replace I think or I may with I recommend, I advise. So don't go about saying, I think the marketing department can do this. No, I advise the marketing department should do this. I recommend that the finance department should do this. So you need to be firm. Let them know that you know what you're saying. Offer as much information as possible. Don't make it difficult for a reader to act on your message. Because if you don't give your reader information to act on, then it becomes difficult. Include your name, your designation, and contact details where necessary. Then use Grammarly. Please use Grammarly for editing, small SEO tools, and Copyscape for plagiarism. These tools are free. They are free and available. Hemingway app for shrinking your work. So if your work is too bloated, too wordy, you can always use the Hemingway app for reducing it without losing the focus or the content of it. So those best practices I said earlier can be used for internal and external purposes. However, there are some best practices that are also applicable externally. So external letters are B2B or B2C letters. That's business to business letters or business to customer letters. So a letter you're writing to an organization, or you're writing from your organization to another. Those are B2C or B2C letters. How you go about writing these letters is you address your reader by their title or their full name. By their title, because some people take their titles personally. So I've watched a scenario where someone was given a letter to be at an event, and he's a pastor. So they just wrote Mr. And he was irate. He was like, I am a pastor. I am a pastor. They are supposed to call me a pastor, not call me Mr. I am not a Mr. I am a pastor. Like, this person can decide that because you did not address them properly, they will not act, they will not do what it is you want them to do. So that's why you need to address people by their full titles. Everyone, you call them by their titles. If it is chief, call chief by chief. If it is pastor, call pastor by pastor. If it is allergy, call allergy by allergy. So that you give them their titles, you give respect, because you're the one who wants something from them. So you need to address them by their title very well. And for some people will say dear so full name to avoid, but sometimes full name can be like you're yelling. Because sometimes if you send me an email and you're like, dear Motolani, I'm like, kilo de Motolani is fine, but if I have a title today, maybe minister of something, you have to come by my title, you have to address me by my title, because I feel scatter everything. So please address people by their title or their full name. That goes to say why you must know your reader. So when you know your reader, you already know what it is you should address them by, right? I'm writing in reference to, I'm writing to seek information on, I'm writing to follow up with, I'm writing to inform you about are some of the ways to start your external business letters, because this person does not have time. So you need to be as fast as possible. Let this person know that, okay, this thing you're writing me about, I'm not available, or I cannot do this thing sharply. So use to whom it may concern if you don't have any information, but you must have information who to address, or if it's an external letter that a lot of people tend to use to whom it may concern. Create a compelling case for your cause. If it's to seek partnerships, to seek help, or to raise funds, make your case compelling. Make it difficult for your reader to say no, or to say they cannot do this thing for you. Then make them see reasons why it is important to them, and now everybody's out for themselves. I'll say again. So you need to make it a mutually beneficial relationship for you and for them, but most especially for them, because they don't care about you. So in most cases, well, it could be beneficial for them too, but you need to put out how it is beneficial. But you also need to put out how it's beneficial to you too, because you know that if it's not beneficial to you, you'll not be doing it. So you need to make it possible for them to see that it is good for you and it is good for me too. So, and don't include unnecessary information. If something is not necessary, please leave it out of your business letter. Make your ask explicit. Don't go about between like, we want you to come and feature art. We will like that you come and no, we want you to come and feature art. We think you can feature art. This is what you want the person to do. This is the time you want the person you want. Include your contact for follow-up, because you're sending a business letter to somebody and then you're not giving them the opportunity to follow up if they decide that they actually want to do these things. Then give your readers options, like you can call me up on so. You can send an email to so, or we can come by to your office to visit you and have a discussion. So give them options. Don't box them to one point. Give them options to choose whichever suits them. Then, so this is an example of a business letter from Xavier to Miss Lee. So this person is seeking funds for a carnival. Person says, I'm writing on behalf of, Xavier says, I'm writing on behalf of Happy Land Helpers. We are a small organization that helps low-income families who need after-school care for their young children. So this person from the first sentence, from the first paragraph, already offers Miss Lee information. We offer grants to families and free transportation for their children so that they can attend one of the local after-school daycare centers. Every year, we hold a fundraising event, the Happy Land Carnival at Flood Rosedale Middle School. I'm hoping you may be interested in donating to our silent auction and raffle. So we're looking for items such as gift baskets, housewares, toys, and other useful items. Cash donations are also appreciated if you prefer. This year, all proceeds will go towards buying the new van that we need to transport the children. If you're interested in making a donation, please let me know by email or by cell phone if you have any questions. Sincerely. So Zaria has given Lee every information. She has talked about Happy Land Helpers, talked about what Happy Land Helpers do, talk about what Happy Land Helpers do annually, talk about what they need at this moment, and she's giving Miss Lee the option to give items or to make cash donations. So she has given Miss Lee every information she needs to act on. Here's another example to Miss Gina. So it says here, Miss Gina, I'm writing to invite you to a networking session we are setting up for our computer science graduates students here at Edubridge University. We're focusing on IT companies and we think your company will be a perfect fit. It's always well attended and it's a great way to fill any position you have open. So here, this writer is telling Miss G that we're inviting you to a networking session. It is focusing on this, that's the information. It is well attended, that's also an information. It is a great way to fill position in your company. That is to tell Miss Gina that, no, Miss Gina, you're not coming to waste your time more. This is also going to be useful for you. If you've been looking for ways to fill in some positions, you can meet the kind of employees you need there and then. Then it says the event is scheduled for April 30th from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Oland All Student Center. If you're interested, please let me know so I can reserve a spot for you or your hiring manager. So this person can decide to only give Miss Gina April 30th and not put 1 to 5 p.m. So it's not be April 30th. Miss Gina will not say, or Miss Gina will not have to reply and say, what time is the event? Oh, sorry, Miss Gina, it's 1 to 5 p.m. Miss Gina gets to Edubridge University. She's not having to call, okay, I'm in Edubridge University. Where exactly is the event happening? No. This person has given Miss Gina every information she needs to act. The time, the venue, the day. So please, and the person has said, please feel free to email me or give me a call if you have any questions. So she's giving Miss Gina the option, you can call me or you can send me an email. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan for listening. That's the end of my class. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you very much for the precise class. You gave us, it was just like you were writing a business letter as well. You gave us
to walk the talk.
Exactly. You were walking the talk. Give us exactly everything that we needed. Jazakumullah khairan. Can you see the chats? Can you see the chats?
No, I can't. I cannot see the chats.
Oh, there are some interesting conversations going on.
It. I can see the chats. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining in. I said, I have to walk the business letter talk. So if I'm telling you to be concise and then I'm also drabby, it's not going to be. No, I'm not going to be preaching it.
Work. Exactly. So if anybody has any questions, please drop them in the comments. Okay, anybody watching has any questions?
Do you have any question?
Drop them in the comments.
Okay, maybe let's have Professor Doctor.
Free flowing.
Exactly. So this person is talking about titles. Yeah, some people can be very crazy with their titles. Chief, Doctor, Mrs. Alaji. Then they'll give them their title
They
so
have
that
four
they can do
titles.
what
They
it
have
is
to
you
put
want them to do
everything.
for you.
No,
Right.
exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ngozi. Thank
Yes,
you.
everybody says it's interesting case stories, nicely captured. Exactly. And thank you,
But
Ngozi,
Bilky said I walked
for
it up, Abby.
joining.
So I do have to. Thank you very much, Zakumna. I guess I can exit now.
No, don't exit. I think I have a question. It's not a question, really. I was thinking
Okay.
that, okay, a type of content that you put out on maybe your social media that you are talking about what you want someone to do. For example, the MWS WriterCon posts that we put out. Do we classify those as business? Let me say business content. Let me not say business letter. Will we classify it as business content or not? Because most times we put out everything that people need into the post. But you still see some people coming into the comment section and asking you, okay, where is the link, for example, or what is the where is the venue, and it's in the post. So I don't know.
So as regards social media, I think the world has moved more to images than text. People's attention span has really dropped, and people have moved more. So that's why some people have to put all the information in videos. Then some people are just wired to just prod to ask. They would not follow through with something, and then they'll still always come and say, we did not see Linko. We did not. Some people are just. I think some people are just wired. But I think for social media, it works more on the content side. But I often tell people that it's good to learn both. Learn the business letter aspect, learn the content writing, so you can blend it and know how to put it together. That's why you see that some people's content captions, Instagram captions are interesting. And then at the same time, they also get the kind of response that they want from people because they have known how to work the two together. So as regards people replying, I think some people are just wired to act like that. Some people are just wired to act like that. They just always want unnecessary information. Then images and videos is beginning to work better than text. People are losing the ability to pay attention to things. So I think that's what is causing it. So Biki says, how do people learn business? I hope I answered your question, staff. So
yes,
I'm just jumping.
You did. It's
Okay.
not
So Biki said, how do people learn business writing? Well, just like every other form of writing, it is by writing. Really. So what I have come to learn is, if you tell yourself that you should abide by that 5 C's every time you want to write an email, soon as you write the first one, the second, the third, you get better. When you want to write a report, you follow through with those practices. When you want to write a proposal or a cover letter, it has that order. Soon you become a guru at it. I didn't wake up one morning to be a cold pitch master or an email master. No, I learned, and then I was not also the type of person that used to apply courtesy a lot in email. Me, I used to drop my bomb. If I want to drop my bomb, I drop it like that. When trouble now starts, I will run. So I started having to learn how to apply courtesy, regardless of if I am on the right path. That's because, like I said, courtesy elevates you. Courtesy raises your rank. Courtesy takes away the power of the recipient. Even if you are the one who is wrong, the minute you apply courtesy, you have won. So I'm also starting to learn that. So it is by practice. As you're adhering by these things gradually, you become better at it. No doubt. We get better by doing anything we decide to do. So that's how it is.
Okay. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you. Thank you very much for the informative session. And thank you for everyone who joined in. Thank you for coming back, Sister Balkis. Thank you. You were here this morning. Thank you, Zainab Salau. Thank you for joining in. Now we're going to end the broadcast now, inshallah, and we'll come back by 2 p.m., inshallah, for the next session with Ajia Basirot Abdul Wahab, inshallah. So see you then.